The joyful mystery of Easter is so great it cannot be contained in a single day. Therefore, the Church's celebration of Easter lasts for 50 days, culminating in the Feast of Pentecost. During the 50 days of Easter, it is the tradition of the Church to read aloud the Acts of the Apostles. Join us as we enter into this ancient practice together, reading a short portion of Acts each day for 50 days. But first take a moment, light a candle, take a breath, and pray for the coming of the Holy Spirit.
Maranatha, ven Spiritu Maranatha, ven Spiritu Maranatha, ven Spiritu Maranatha. Come now, Spirit Maranatha, come now, Spirit Maranatha, come now, Spirit Maranatha, come now, Spirit Maranatha.
Hear a reading from the Acts of the Apostles.
Since he wanted to find out what Paul was being accused of by the Jews, the next day he released him and ordered the chief priests and the entire council to meet. He brought Paul down and had him stand before them.
While Paul was looking intently at the council, he said, "Brothers, up to this day I have lived my life with a clear conscience before God." Then the high priest Ananias ordered those standing near him to strike him on the mouth. At this, Paul said to him, "God will strike you, you whitewashed wall. Are you sitting there to judge me according to the law, and yet in violation of the law you order me to be struck?" Those standing nearby said, "Do you dare to insult God's high priest?" And Paul said, "I did not realize, brothers, that he was high priest. For it is written, 'You shall not speak evil of a leader of your people.'"
When Paul noticed that some were Sadducees and others were Pharisees, he called out into the council, "Brothers, I'm a Pharisee, a son of the Pharisees. I am on trial concerning the hope of the resurrection of the dead." When he said this, a dissension began between the Pharisees and Sadducees, and the assembly was divided. The Sadducees say that there is no resurrection or angel or spirit, but the Pharisees acknowledge all three. Then a great clamor arose. A certain scribe of the Pharisees group stood up and contended, "We find nothing wrong with this man. What if a spirit or an angel has spoken to him?" When the dissension became violent, the tribune, fearing that he would tear Paul to pieces, ordered the soldiers to go down, take him by force, and bring him into the barracks. That night, the Lord stood near him and said, "Keep up your courage, for just as you have testified for me in Jerusalem, so you must bear witness also in Rome."
I wonder what words or phrases, images, actions, or characters stand out for you. What questions do you have? What do you notice? What do you wonder? What part of this reading is especially for you? Hear what the Spirit is saying to God's people.
Thanks be to God.
Maranatha, come now, Spirit Maranatha, come now, Spirit.